welcome again to some 0K action. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 on the Fields of Isis map. Just skip the pre-game chatter, and on the left we've got myself, Lightman. If I remember correctly, I'll be playing as Shieldbots, and my ally Svatopluk is actually going to go straight for airplanes. Interesting choice. I do commonly see them. Sorry, you do commonly see them in. Anyway, yeah, you do commonly see them in team games, but in 2 versus 2s it can be a bit tricky, because that means I'm just going to have to handle all the ground stuff myself. We'll see how I'll do though. Pair is going to go with light vehicles, and we've got heavy tanks for Remark. So, should be interesting to see how this, how these compositions will fare against each other. So we've got radar as well, very quick radar in fact for Pierre. As myself, okay, yeah, my factory's a little bit further back than Pear's is actually. Shouldn't really matter that much though. Quick Avenger to scout for Svatopluk. And apart from that, yeah, it's just going to be going for a quick crane. Not really sure if he's really going to be building too many aircraft until we can really get our economy going. But in any case, this Dart is not going to be able to see too much, except for the fact that I'm going with shorter bots myself. Actually, do these? Oh no, damn it, I can't afford that. Like I was healing up for a second, but nope. They do not self-heal, which really sucks, but oh well. In case, getting another builder for myself, I'm using the support striker, and do still have the Avenger just scouting around just to see what's happening. A couple of Scorchers going to be a bit of a pain, but with supports by the Lotus, might not be too bad, but as you can see, we do have Pear coming in. He's advancing a little bit more quickly than I am towards the center of the map, but I've got more mexes than he does. Just having a look actually, what is the respective income? Huh, okay then, well, they're actually doing better when it comes to overall income. Strange enough. In fact, we could do with a bit more energy, in fact we could do with trying to get a bit of overdrive happening as well. In fact, where is, there we go, we finally got our energy coming in, about freaking time. And unfortunately, it looks like my builder was taken out. My commander is still... Oh, okay, he's repairing that Lotus. I was wondering why the hell he was still standing there. But yeah, that would be why. Why the hell is this bandit not able to... okay, he's actually got shorter range than I thought it would have, to say the least. Well, the bandit should be able to take on the Kodachi as long as he can keep on firing continuously. But no, Kodachi for Remark going to be moving back. So smart movement there, to say the least. And yeah, so myself just being forced back towards my defensive position. And yeah, also, okay, no wonder we do have reclaim happening for opponents. Well, actually, we do have the crane reclaiming as well, actually, but I believe... Okay, yeah, there we go, now our economy is actually looking pretty good. I think they did start reclaiming before we did, actually. And as you can see, we're trying to check them out, but nope, unfortunately I do lose a bandit to Scorchers. They don't really seem to lose much themselves, and yeah, just continuing to expand forward. They do still have more mexes at the front, but they don't, well, actually, Pierre does not have any mexes in the middle, or not in the middle, rather in his rear line for some reason. A bit strange to say the least, and as myself, yeah, just continuing to build up the overdrive and the energy income. Looks like, yeah, Remark having the right idea there as well. Just having a look actually, does it? Nope, he's actually not overdriving this mex. A little bit of a mistake on his behalf actually. Just one more wind gen, or maybe just if this one was slightly to the south, and he would have been good to go. But one thing that is concerning for me and my ally would have to be this bunch of... actually, what the hell is this thing? Oh, it's a crasher. Okay. This bunch of Scorchers, as well as the defensive position that has been set up right on our doorstep. Not too good at all. So, still coming out with bandits. Looks like I'm not looking to, yeah, I'm not looking to change it up at all, by the looks of it. But, yeah, well, I am setting up some defenses here and there as well, actually. In fact, that's what I should have done. I should have known that they were here, actually, so maybe sent in a couple of units just to peek. And then what I should have done as well is, yeah, send in at least a couple of bandits just to take out mexes and whatever else they can find, because as you can see, my ally is actually scouting around, so I should have actually seen some opportunities here for myself, but I did not. Oh well. What can you do? Yeah, looks like Svatopluk is just going to be building more cranes. So he hasn't built up any serious aircraft, but yeah, he's basically concentrating on building up infrastructure, leaving quite a bit of the resources essentially to go to myself, really, which well is, yeah, pretty sensible, I'll admit, because planes do take quite a few resources to actually get well, to really get off the ground, as it were. Great use of a wordplay there, I know. But yeah, they do take quite a few resources to really get off the ground. And yeah, while we're trying to establish ourselves, going to be relying a little bit more on ground forces. Pretty good snipe of energetic commander by myself, if I do say so. Although he was only level 0, but still it's not too shabby. Let's see. Okay, never mind. We actually do have a switch into slightly more offensive craft by Svatopluk. Unfortunately, it looks like my commander completely dead thanks to their own Reaper tank, which kind of sucks, but we did take out quite a few of their forces here as well. Too bad I didn't just send in something through the northern approach, actually, but what can you do, eh? Hopefully this convict will be put to work at some point as well, for that matter as well. Indeed. As for him actually expanding, well, not really sure. Because we're still not dead in the water, as you can see. And in fact, our energy income is pretty damn good. Our metal income is slightly higher as well than our opponents, not by much though. Look, both sides are depending pretty heavily on... oh, indeed. Yeah, they actually did expand relatively slowly. In fact, they didn't even expand here first for some reason. But anyway, yeah, both sides are depending pretty heavily on... Ouch. Yeah, both sides are depending pretty heavily on the reclaim on the map, and God knows there's quite a bit, and as you can see, we continue heading to the reclaim on the map. Assuming the Mason's probably going to start reclaiming here as well. And just having a look, yeah, bandits are not going to be enough, especially with these levelers now coming in. And hopefully I'll be making a tech switch. Yep, got a rogue coming in. Probably could do some actual shield bots rather than unshielded bandits and unshielded rogues, but I suppose it is a start. Better than nothing, I guess. As for opponents, okay, they're going for a bit of a cost-inefficient form of pumping more build power into the light vehicle factory. They should just had one Mason building caretakers, but there we go. I suppose that gets the job done as well. I do have one caretaker for myself. Resources, well, floating energy, nothing too surprising there, but yeah, well, at least we're not floating metal or anything like that. Just having a look, finally going for a Felon, but you'll be seeing how effective they actually are without supporting shielded units in a bit of a while. But in the meantime, yeah, we're just building up slowly but surely. Faraday is even being built by a couple of cranes before any damaging... Huh, it's interesting. Yeah, Faraday being built up before any damaging... ouch, yeah, any damaging turrets get built up. An interesting choice, to say the least. Interesting choice. Unfortunately, didn't really do much apart from stun the dart. Not really sure if it could have actually stunned the Reaper before it got destroyed. Probably not, but whatever. These bombers will come in. We'll whittle down the Reaper at the very least. And just having a look, yeah, we've got one caretaker for Svato as well. I'm actually starting to float metal a little bit, going into my storage a bit there, and hopefully I'll be adjusting that at some point. As you can see, yeah, we're going to be assaulted once again by opponents. My convicts sitting around doing nothing when they should actually be retreating. At the very least, my rogues are not doing such a bad job in kiting the Ravagers, but they're kind of slow as well, so they're not really that great at continuously kiting. But here comes the Felon though, shielded fire support bots. It's a bit of a tricky bot to use because its weapon depends on shield energy, which basically means you need other shield bots to accompany it. I do at least have a convict accompanying it, but nope, he's going to sever the link, and yeah, now he's going to be on his own. And yeah, once the Felon runs out of shield energy, then it stops shooting, basically. So, there you go. I still should have sent in something here just to harass the opponents a bit through the northern flank, but nope, looks like I just want to focus a bit more on defending the south, even though I'm using mostly bandits versus levelers, which is not exactly such a good thing to do. These convicts, I don't know what the hell I was doing with them. Probably getting them to reclaim or something like that. Definitely need to be sent back. Down goes one of them, and the other one's probably going to go down. Well, actually, yeah, probably going to go down actually. Which kind of sucks, but well, there we go. At the very least, we'll be drawing out their forces a little bit. I just have to watch out for these levelers, though. They're going to be very nasty if they manage to catch my bandits out. But nope, actually good control by myself. They're managing to keep them out of range and destroying a rather expensive assault vehicle there. So there you go, not too shabby. So Felon's still on its lonesome without any actual shields to help recharge its own shields. because they can link together and recharge shields faster that way, or rather draining other shields in order to recharge themselves faster, basically. But well. There you go. And yeah, we do finally have some defenses actually being set up by Remark as well. Also linking up all of his actually. Okay. Not sure if this thing is actually providing an overdrive grid or not. It's morphing, which means that it's not providing energy, but I'm not entirely sure if its overdrive grid is also disabled. But in any case, yeah, they're definitely linking up all their power sources and all that. And they do have some sizable forces established down here. I'm continuing to send my units into a bit of a grinder. Felon trying to do everything it can. But yep, down goes its shield, and it needs to get the hell out of there as quickly as possible. And I realise that, but I might actually realise that a little bit too late. Thankfully I do have a second Felon coming in to help link up, so not too shabby, but they're both draining their own shields, you know, in order to actually fire their weapons, which is not such a good thing. And these Racketeers, they don't actually do any damage either. They do a good job in disarming, but you can't kill stuff just by disarming it, although it really comes in handy for actually, okay. Anyway, it really comes in handy for actually stopping stuff from firing. And there we go, actually do dissuade them from attacking, bizarrely enough. Despite the fact that they kind of have pretty big numbers of Ravagers and a couple of Banishers, or not Banishers, a couple of Levelers coming in as well just to help out. One single Crasher as well, but nothing else really in terms of anti-air, which is probably something they'd want to change pretty quickly, to say the least. They do have a bit of artillery coming in as well in terms of the Wolverine mine layer, but nothing really too serious. Don't really know what the hell this bandit thinks he's doing coming over there. And there we go, with the Stinger now here. Yeah, they're just going to try to pummel us with artillery. We do have some shields here, but yeah, they're slowly but surely getting whittled down. In fact, a couple more Gauss turrets actually, just to withstand the not bad, to withstand the artillery better would have probably been a better idea. But oh well. I guess there we go. Finally starting to send in a couple of thugs as well, which have got some pretty decent shields, although their actual health is not that great. Basically meant to rely on their shields as an assault shield bot, but oh well, there you go. And unfortunately that's still not enough to break the opponent, and yeah, as you can see we've got Pierre coming in with all of his assault tanks and banishers. Damn, not banishers, they're levelers. But he actually still, amazingly enough, he's actually still on the retreat. I think he's just looking to ravage a bit more of my economy before he comes in, and yeah, it's actually going to give me a bit more time. Again, actually almost going to be floating metal actually. Whoopsie lock. Should be building up another caretaker, but anyway, that is going to give me time to reinforce with some more troops, which is not too shabby. More thugs and all that coming in. Yeah, let's just have a look actually. So crap loads of bandits for some reason, despite the fact that we do still have a few levelers here and there. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, one rogue to one thug to one felon. Probably don't really even need the rogue really. I should just get an extra thug for every felon that comes in, but in either case I do actually manage to clean up their forces, as you can see. Unfortunately, again, suffering with the felon not really having enough other shield bots to really draw on its shield strength from, so basically depleting itself, getting destroyed. This felon is going to be making the same mistake, draining its shields in order to fire its little continuous fire weapon, and yeah, it's going to be forced to retreat. I at least do have some rogues at the very least, and yeah, a couple more bandits coming in. Let's just have a look actually. Now we do have levelers as well actually, which are going to take out the bandits pretty freaking easily, but thankfully we do have reinforcing shadows coming in. A little bit of anti-air from our opponents is not going to be enough to ward off the shadows, that's for sure. Although, never mind, the slashers can actually act as makeshift anti-air as well, and they do actually manage to take out one shadow. The second shadow probably going to survive, but only just though. But that's all you need for them to survive. There you go, more artillery shots continuing to rain down on us. And our point is, well, Svatopluk's point is definitely looking a bit grim, really. There's anti-air here as well, so it's definitely going to, well, going to go to town on any aircraft that are sent out against the pillagers. And as for my own position, it's still looking pretty dire, despite the fact that I've mixed in a few more effective unit types. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit tricky to hold them back. Just having a look, actually, I still need to be putting up another caretaker, though, definitely screwing up in that regard. At least my metal income is not completely using up the storage, I guess. Just having a look, actually, yeah, we've still got ones all over. No Riotbots coming in, which isn't too surprising. Actually, I'm surprised actually I haven't seen any Raider units at all by either player for some time. I mean, even in this relatively constrained battlefield, if you can breach through these choke points, then yeah, technically you can actually use the raiders to raid a few weak positions here and there while your main army engages the opponent's main army. And that's what can you do, eh? Got Felon coming in, again draining itself of shield strength, but it does at least this time have a couple of thugs to draw shield strength from. Probably not going to be enough, then unfortunately is going to get taken out. These things are kind of fragile for the cost. Definitely need to be mixing in other more shields for them to draw shield strength from. Hopefully I'll actually be mixing up my units a bit better a bit later on. We'll see what happens. Thankfully Svatopluk's shadows are definitely doing me massive favours, to say the least. Just having a look, actually, I don't really have much else from Remark coming in. He does have more pillagers coming in. But apart from that, not much else is happening. They seem to be focusing on the Gorse turret, and thankfully, because it's closed up, it's I think it only takes a quarter damage from artillery and airstrikes when it's closed up like that, so it's definitely going to be able to last a while. I need to be controlling my units a hell of a lot better, though, to say the least. These Felons and the other shield bots, I just keep sending them in dribs and drabs when I need to be. Well, I need to be basically getting a bit more of a solid shield blob together. Kind of like this shield blob here, actually, that Svatopluk has got. So it looks like he's actually making a bit of a tech switch to shield bots, not too surprising. I'm surprised he didn't actually go for a different vehicle type. I guess maybe that's his way of saying that, you know, I'm doing so badly as shields that say, you know, he actually feels the need to step in as that exact unit type. But, oh well. There you go. In any case, finally, yeah, not floating metal anymore, and just having a look, and I'm still going with that same old composition. I should be mixing in more thugs to provide more shield strength to the Felons, and also, you know, to help tank damage as well. But I am not, so it's not going to help me too much. I mean, convicts are also not too shabby really for helping out, but they can't attack like the thugs can, so yeah, there you go. In any case, Pierre is being a little bit timid when it comes to actually attacking. He seems to be mostly content with trying to lay some mines down of my Wolverines, which my units are subsequently taking out. I suppose he is draining a bit of the shield strength of the Felons, because they're using that to shoot off the mines, but still, well, we'll see what happens. In any case, my shield bot's trying to come in from the flank to try to take out some units without being taken out in turn. Not really being able to do too much, but I do manage to take out one leveler by the looks of it, and yeah, we actually got a couple of Ravagers drawn out for Pierre as well, and are basically not going to be able to do too much away from the main army. And with reinforcements coming in by Svatopluk, that's basically going to spell the end of those few forces. So we do manage to whittle them a little bit here and there. Gorse turrets are still alive. Caretakers are basically, well, repairing, and at the same time they're... Holy shit. Okay, yeah, repairing and at the same time reclaiming. Goliath is definitely a bit of a behemoth not to be trifled with. And it's funny that I actually call it a behemoth, because we actually do have a building in the game that's called a behemoth. But in any case, it's a massive tank, well, very heavy tank buster, definitely not to be trifled with. Very heavy single unit. It's not quite as cost efficient as the smaller Ravagers, or whatever the hell they're called. No, there's the Ravagers. This is a heavy tank, damn it. Well, not as cost effective as the assault heavy tanks, whatever the hell they're called, the regular ones. But it's quite a bit of power concentrated in one tank, so yeah, provided that you keep it alive and, you know, make sure it doesn't get disarmed or anything like that, yeah, you'll be able to do quite a bit of damage against it, to say the least. In any case, we finally do have Pierre and his ally Remark actually pushing forward. All my shields are freaking depleted, so I'll have to be retreating, and looks like my windmills won't be able to do too much either. My ally's shield ball going up in order to try to take out the Goliath, which has actually been disarmed. So a couple of bandits will be all that's needed to take them out, but even then the Goliath definitely does take a bit of a while to actually go down, to say the least. Still got Copperheads by Remark actually grouping up there, bizarrely enough, and yeah, thankfully do we have a couple more Felons and all that coming in for myself, and what appears to be more thugs as well, actually. Let's just have a look. Yep, we finally got more thugs coming in to help with the shield strength of the Felons. Now we just have to make sure to keep them relatively close together so they can regenerate shields off each other, and yeah, hopefully we should be good to go. Thank God for disarming artillery. Just gotta love it. And what the hell, you've got the occasional rogue here and there. Why not, eh? Why not, indeed? But yeah, being able to regenerate shields that much more quickly should allow the Felon to be that much more effective. We've still got pretty heavy forces that we're going up against, and the top is still in a bit of a deadlock, but at the very least, we're still alive, and we've got plenty of reclaim right on our side of the mountainous range as well that we can actually take from as well, and hopefully I will be doing that. Yep, got at least one builder coming out. In fact, I could actually send another one to do that, but nope, instead I'm getting him to build up instead, which I suppose is not such a bad idea either. So several caretakers now, and even then I actually was floating a bit of metal. I guess it's probably time for another one. Or maybe just a single convict, just to help pump enough build energy or build power into the Shieldbot factory, but what the hell, it's all good, eh? My allies' shield balls looking a bit more fearsome as well, and Remark is mostly sticking to the heavier stuff. What else does he have coming in? Well, actually, no, never mind. He finally does have some more builders, a whole bunch of Kodachis, Banishers, and Reapers as well coming in, but sending in the Goliath first, which is a rather interesting thing to do. In any case, I do once again try to attack sort of in enfilade compared to my opponent's position. I do manage to get a bit of damage done here and there. My shield wall does take a bit of damage, but I think I do manage to whittle down my opponent's army just that little bit more without really taking any significant damage in return. Managing to disarm a laser tower that hasn't been built yet. Well done, disarming artillery, well done indeed, but this other one here is definitely good to go. And yep, these guys are still continuing to stay in defilade, or not in defilade, in enfilade should I say, and actually no, I'm going to be setting them straight up against the Stinger, and yeah, this many shield bots at once definitely can do quite a bit of damage. But I definitely have to watch out for protracted engagements. Once all my shields drain, that's definitely going to reduce the effectiveness of my shields by a tremendous amount. I mean, these Felons especially really rely on having that excess shield energy, and they're just sending these guys back again. Definitely not a good idea. Pretty low health as well, actually, for that matter. But nope, I'm going to continue pushing forward, despite the fact that I'm very low on shield energy, forcing Pierre to actually go back completely, and finally, for the first time this round, managing to break the deadlock that he had on this choke point. Well, briefly. Still being forced to retreat, but I should be able to replenish my shields relatively quickly. And yeah, now with these reinforcements coming in, well, Pierre definitely cannot simply counterattack and take me out. He has to watch out for my regenerating shields, and those Felons are definitely very powerful when they've got plenty of shields to draw strength from, to say the least. You have to watch out for them draining shields too much, of course, but that's when you send your units back. And as you can see, the colour of the shields also changes as well, just to help you realise, you know, when the hell you should actually be retreating. Like now, for example. For some reason I'm not sending my Thugs back. I'm at least keeping my Felons alive, but I probably should try to keep my Thugs alive as well. Their actual health is not that great for an assault vehicle in general, let alone for an assault bot. The shields are good, but yeah, once they drain, and that's it for them. At least I do manage to get, well, to disarm a few vehicles here and there, and yeah, it's a bit of a continuous battle basically, but I dare say I'm managing to hold them back, and yeah, reclaiming as well. I should be sending at least a couple of builders to reclaim, but I do have a couple already, but a couple more probably wouldn't hurt actually. And indeed, yeah, we've got this gigantic reclaim field. Oh, okay, so I should have some... Yeah, actually I forgot about the spectators during this game as well. Oh, there we go, providing some insight as well. And as for them being bad player as well, actually he didn't do too badly. It's just that sending in stuff like Goliaths and all that without proper support is not usually the best of ideas, and versus shield bots, we don't really want to let them you know, be able to attack you and then to fall back to recharge their shields. They're really bad when it comes to protracted engagements, and they're not exactly that good versus artillery either. They do get their own artillery unit, which is relatively short range for artillery, and it doesn't actually do any damage either. So if they brought out more of their own artillery, we would have been in a bit more trouble. In fact, if those pillagers went after my shield bots instead of going after the static defences, I dare say the bottom, well, it would have had a much greater chance of falling to the enemy if they went with more artillery towards the south. But yeah, now they don't really have much to reply to what we've got, and yeah, they can send in units, they can stream them in, but really they don't really have too much of a chance, and they're probably going to resign, which was relatively quick there for them to resign. But there you go, an interesting game nonetheless. Definitely shows that shield bots can definitely work. Their opponents definitely did have counters to them. It's just that they didn't really use them, to say the least. I mean, they could have also gone for planes of their own and then got the couple of stilettos, just disarm everything, sent in a whole bunch of quick vehicles and Kodachi heavy tanks against the disabled or other disarmed forces. But there you go. Good games for opponents. This has been Dave Dadovich signing off.